Hello, citizens of the planet. Welcome back to Monday Musings with Larry Lelli. And I'm giggling already because I'm going to tell you a funny story that happened to me this past week at a recording session that I was called to do. Now, for those of you who may or may not know, recording sessions oftentimes these days are tracked one instrument at a time. Not often like in the olden days when they would call the whole orchestra together to be in one room and they would all play together and they would record it all live and do one take, and that was the recording. With today's technology, and because of budget restrictions and space restrictions in a big city like New York, they tend to track sometimes one instrument at a time. That's become commonplace, and this is what I was called to do. Just come in and play my drum set track along with some tracks that had already been pre-recorded on this particular song. And the challenge of this recording session was that they had what they call a click track. And if you don't know what that is, that's basically what we call a metronome, which keeps precise, exact time. And it will click. You will hear a sound that sounds like a click in your headphones that goes click, 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 click in exact, perfect time. So that everyone, when they're recording independently, they know exactly where the time is. And everyone can play together, and they can do digital editing if they need to very easily. Take this section of a song and put it here, move things all around, if everyone is playing exactly to this click track. So, the challenge of this was there was also a piano track recorded and a vocal track recorded, and nothing else. And the challenge was that the piano track and the vocal track were not lined up with the click track. And they wanted me to play exactly with the click track, and they were going to have to fix the piano and the vocal later because they didn't realize that they were recorded that out of tempo. So I had to do what I call very selective listening, which is I had to solely key in on the click track and make sure I was playing exactly with that sound, click, 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 and not playing together with the piano player or the vocalist. And so it was very, very challenging because when your ear hears music happening, you tend to want to play with that music. You respond to it, especially when you're used to playing in live musical settings like I am all the time. You want to play together with other people. You don't want to ignore them and play apart from them. So that was the challenge. I had to ignore them and play with this click. So I just thought that was interesting. A little insight into a recent recording session I did. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next week.